After more than 20 years of growing tomatoes, I finally changed one thing. This year, I'm growing the best tomatoes I've ever grown, and I'm spending about 5 minutes a day maintaining 6 plants. I used to think growing great tomatoes meant more watering, more fertilizer, more pruning, and more work, but it turns out I was making it much harder than it needed to be. Today, I'll show you exactly what changed. So these 3 EarthBoxes are the entire system. I have 2 of them right here at the back of my garden, and then I have another one over here, which is kind of next to my driveway. And every morning I spend about 5 minutes filling up the water reservoirs, which all you do is you just put your water hose down this tube here and fill up the box until it drains out the bottom. And then once a week I add a little bit of fertilizer right down in here too. I put a teaspoon in once a week. That's all. I have it written down on my calendar so I remember it. And then of course, picking whatever is ripe, which is the fun part. So that's basically it. I am growing the best tomatoes I've ever grown with less work than ever before. So for years, I thought success meant growing hundreds of pounds of tomatoes. But it turns out what I really wanted was enough incredible tomatoes for sandwiches, for salads and pasta, and of course snacking straight off the plant, but with almost no maintenance. I was growing tomatoes in an upside down tomato planter on a little deck in Michigan. And since then I've grown them in ground, in raised beds, and in grow bags. And for a few seasons, I grew as many as I possibly could because I wanted enough salsa and sauce to last all year. I learned so much during those years about pests, diseases, blossom end rot, drip irrigation, fertilizer, pruning, and pretty much every mistake you can make growing tomatoes, I probably made it. But I'm a single mom of 3 and I do not have unlimited hours to spend outside every day. So after burning out and almost quitting gardening altogether in my biggest garden, when I rebuilt, I started asking what actually fits my life. So that's what changed. Not that I became a better tomato gardener, just that I stopped making it harder than it needed to be. So one of my best friends lives in Florida and she works on a family-owned farm down there, and the founder of that farm invented these EarthBoxes more than 30 years ago. And after Hurricane Helene, when they were rebuilding parts of the farm, they decided to grow everything in these EarthBoxes so that they didn't have to totally shut down. And I remember thinking, if they trust this system, why have I spent all these years trying to reinvent the wheel? And this year, I finally gave these a try. And the setup maybe took me 20 minutes, and I got the complete tomato growing bundle, which came with everything. It came with the container, it came with the potting mix, it came with the fertilizer and this mulch cover, and it also came with the trellis, and it came with very clear instructions. I know some gardeners love building everything from scratch, and if that's what you enjoy, that's wonderful, but I've realized that I don't need to do every single step myself to enjoy growing food. So for years, one of my biggest frustrations here in South Carolina was blossom end rot. And if you've grown tomatoes, you probably know exactly what I mean. You wait and wait for these beautiful tomatoes to start ripening, and then there's that rotting black spot on the bottom. Every year I tried something different. I adjusted my watering, I installed drip irrigation, I mulched heavier, I fertilized differently, and I would still have blossom end rot. But this year, I haven't had a single tomato with blossom end rot. Not a single one, which actually feels unbelievable after dealing with it for so many years, but a big part of that comes down to consistent moisture. Instead of the soil drying out and then getting soaked again, these plants have access all the time in the bottom reservoir underneath the soil. So their roots have water whenever they need it. And especially during these stretches close to 100 degrees here in our area with no rain, that has made a huge difference. Now, are these plants perfect? Absolutely not. It's South Carolina in July, and we've had heat, we've had humidity, and the plants show a little bit of stress here and there, which is totally normal. But as I'm getting older, I'm embracing more and more that gardening is never about perfection. It's about whether your plants are healthy enough to give you delicious food. And these are doing exactly that. Whether you're trying to grow better tomatoes or you're still figuring out where to start, I put together a free class that walks through the framework I use to build a garden that fits your space, your time, and your life. Once your garden fits your real life, everything from tomatoes to lettuce to herbs gets so much easier. I'll link it in the description below if you'd like to watch it. So these cherry tomatoes have absolutely taken off, and honestly, I need to harvest them more often because the more you pick, the more they keep producing. And I'm always snacking on them while I'm out here in the garden. It's so satisfying. The slicing tomatoes are taking a little bit longer, which is completely normal because they naturally need more time to size up than cherry tomatoes do. Another thing that has changed is how much less I worry. I don't come outside wondering, do these need water? Should I fertilize today? Should I prune more? Or am I doing enough? The only pruning I do is removing the branches on the bottom, the ones that are like laying on the mulch or crowding the base of the plant, because I like keeping some airflow around the bottom. Other than that, I mostly leave these alone. There is nothing like walking outside on a summer evening, picking tomatoes still warm from the sun and bringing them straight into the kitchen. The flavor is completely different from what you buy at the grocery store. Even the beautiful ones that look perfect just do not compare to one that is ripened in your own backyard. The slicing tomatoes are sandwich tomatoes. BLTs are one of my favorite summer meals, and I love knowing I can walk outside, pick one, slice it up, and dinner is halfway done. One of our other favorite meals is about as simple as it gets. I cut up a bunch of cherry tomatoes, add olive oil, garlic, fresh basil from the garden, and a little salt and pepper, and then I let it sit for a few hours while the flavors come together. And then I toss it with hot pasta. And it's one of the meals that reminds me why I started growing food in the first place. We put tomatoes on homemade pizza, turkey burgers, tacos, salads, and almost anything actually. And if I feel like making fresh sauce, I have enough for that too. But I don't feel like I have to preserve everything anymore, and that has been a real shift for me. There was a season of my life when I felt like every tomato had to become salsa or sauce because I'd worked so hard to grow it, and I felt guilty if I didn't preserve every last one. Now I just enjoy them, and I let the season just be the season. We eat them while they're at their best, and when tomato season is over, we look forward to next summer. Because my tomatoes aren't taking over all of my raised bed space anymore, I have room for other things. This year, I am growing flowers that make me happy, and the pollinators are happy too, which helps the rest of the garden. I am growing corn, beans, melons, cucumbers, and all these different crops because I finally stopped trying to squeeze everything out of one part of the garden. And ironically, by simplifying the way that I grow tomatoes, my whole garden has become more productive. But more than that, I really enjoy being out here. Here's the biggest thing I've learned after 20-some years of growing food. It doesn't have to be hard to be worth it. I used to think that the best gardens were the biggest ones, growing the most and preserving everything. And now it's walking outside while dinner's cooking, grabbing a few tomatoes that taste incredible, or snacking on them while I'm out here. And growing these in just a few minutes a day instead of taking up all of my weekends makes such a huge difference. So if you've been feeling like you have to do it all perfectly first, just let that go. Grow what actually fits your life. If that free class I mentioned sounds like what you need, it's linked below. And if you want to see everything else growing in my garden right now, go check out my July garden tour right here. I'll see you over there.